Hello, hello, hello. Lag is just something. Okay, here we go. Good. All right. All right, the sound seems to be working. Yay. Welcome to Words Have Power. I'm Shelly. Most people call me Words. And I am still dealing with a cold, and you can kind of hear how my voice is a bit but here we are. Okay, let me see what's... Hey, Luna, how you doing? What's up? All right, so normally I don't eat or anything while I am live streaming, but cough drops is a secret weapon. So I will have that in my mouth because it actually seems to help me cough a little bit less, which is good. That's what we're shooting for. Yes. Okay, so to the person who keeps emailing me in all caps, please stop. Because I'm not going to change my platform for you in particular. Just you. It's getting to be a bit much. Okay. And I will do my hair however I want to. Anywho, all right. So I'm an ex-sheriff's deputy, ex-victims advocate, and I worked in private security for a long time, working in disaster relief and helping to build cases against stalkers. So today I'm going to be talking with you about, like, from the perspective of someone who worked in law enforcement. I haven't put any videos yet in the description because I was kind of weighing on doing something or not. It's something I've never done before. I decided not to. But I'm going to put a whole bunch of links in the description after we get done with this live stream. All right, so hey Lori, how you doing? All right, so let's talk. I'm an ex-sheriff's deputy out of Orleans Parish Criminal Sheriff's Office. So what's the first thing you think of when you think of New Orleans? You think of Mardi Gras. And yes, Mardi Gras is insane. It is absolutely insane. So I worked in courts, the courthouse on Broad and Tulane to be exact, but I also patrolled. But for the most part, when Mardi Gras would come around, I would be working mostly in courts because the amount of people who are arrested during Mardi Gras is... There really aren't many words that can describe it beyond lunacy. It's just insane. And so my courtroom would become just a tidal wave of people who were drunk, or they got caught doing something by somebody's door to their apartment that they shouldn't have been doing. And that might be relieving themselves, or, in one way, or relieving themselves in another way. There is no telling what might happen during Mardi Gras, but we also would have Jazz Fest, French Quarter Fest, good God, St. Patty's Day. The whole month of October is pretty much Halloween. And then second lines, parades, funerals, you name it, we would have it all in one city. Okay, so New Orleans is pretty good about kind of controlling chaos to a degree. You know what I mean? Like keeping things sort of kind of somewhat PG. Not always, but for the most part. A lot of the time it's the tourists who come in who think they're in, adult Disneyland or something, and they can just go ahead and have intimate interactions right out in public, or urinate on the cathedral by Jackson Square. I never understood that, but here we are. So I have worked details. I've worked details for clubs, stores, and funerals. So when you see a police escort and they're kind of hopscotching across, along the street, if there are intersections and they're kind of stopping traffic so funerals can get through, that's what we used to do. I was usually the passenger, kind of making sure no traffic was coming on from the one side. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So I have been watching what's going on with Scientology for a while because I lost two friends to Scientology. They got sucked in. And I pretty much view it as this is a pro bono case that I am working, in a way, for their two families. These are really good people, hardworking, smart, lovely people. So I've been watching Scientology, and I was watching when Anonymous came up, and I was like, ha 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 ha, yes, please, can we have some more of that, okay? And then now there are protests coming up all over the country, and I think in other countries. I think in the UK, and I heard something about Australia. I'm not sure if that is or is not happening. So now I've seen protests in Denver, Clearwater, LA, and a few other places. But right now we're going to talk about law enforcement and how they interact with these protests, because I have a bone to pick with many of these law enforcement officers, and if need be, I will find the videos and I will play. Now, anyone who's been following me for a while, I don't normally play other people's videos on here. Just, it's a respect thing. Especially if I don't know that content creator, they don't know me, is the most important thing. But in order to show you what I'm talking about in another live stream, I may have to do that. It's one thing for me to sit here and talk about it. It's another thing for me to show you point by point and point out what they're doing wrong. Hey, Kitty, how you doing? They need to lose their tax-free status? Yes, 1,000% I agree with you. And they're not the only ones, but they're pretty high on my list of people who should not be having a tax-free status. For what? What do they do for the public? They have all these empty buildings sitting around all over the country, and you have all these homeless people. They could open their doors and house a ton of people, but that's a whole different subject. Okay, so we all have the right to protest. This is a constitutional right. I have been on both sides of that. I have protested for civil rights for a very long time. And also, I've provided security for my community as they were protesting. That's how I viewed it. I viewed it as, these are people from my community. They pay their taxes. They pay my salary. Ultimately, I work for them. Thankfully, back when I worked for the sheriff's department, usually it's the PDs who take care of things like that. And a sheriff's department or other branches, state troopers, what have you, might come in and help with whatever. Back when I was in law enforcement, protests were handled like a second line. It was like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's not a big deal. Nobody break anything. No fighting. Won't be nothing. It's not a big deal. It wasn't looked at like you're automatically a criminal by any means. What I'm seeing in some of these videos with the anti-Scientology protesters is that they are automatically being looked at as if, they have serious weapons and they are a direct threat to the well-being of the community, which is BS. That's BS. Then, especially in LA, I'm seeing officers who, this almost gives me a headache, first off, all right? Officers who are walking around like they're big Bernie badass, or just with their hand on their weapon and this and that. And I'm like, why you even got to go that way? Why you got to be? That just shows me that there's something fundamentally wrong with your training, that you have something to prove that does not belong. It's not under the purview of your job. Your job is not to be judge, jury, and executioner. That's 90-hour course 101. When you're in the first set of training, at least for me with my FTOs, I don't know what LAPD is doing, but with my FTOs, that term, you are not meant to be judge, jury, or executioner, that term was like beaten into our heads because it was not our job to punish people. Especially if it's someone who's at some festival or protesting or at a second line or whatever. All you're going to do when you do that is make the whole community more angry at you. It's called community trust. If you're in law enforcement, you're supposed to want to build community trust. I was trained in community policing. That means if you're in a police unit and you're kind of roving around, keeping an eye out, you stop your vehicle, you get out or roll your window down and you talk with people. Like, we knew all the store owners, locals, people who lived there, people who worked there, whatnot. And that builds a rapport. And the people in the community see that they can trust you, they can talk with you. You'll learn about more crimes that are going on, okay? People won't feel so worried about coming to you and saying, hey, this X, Y, and Z is going on over here, and these people over here are the ones doing it, and we need help. That's how you can at least try to keep a community safe, right? Okay, just percolate on that for a second. My throat is slightly turning into sandpaper. All right, so I've been watching all these videos, watching how law enforcement is conducting themselves. In Denver, this young man is out there protesting. He's got a sign. He's got a drink. His body language was not aggressive. As I'm looking at him, it's obvious to me he doesn't have an obvious weapon on him. Usually I can spot them pretty quickly, unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever. Okay, so when you're coming up on a call, and the call is that someone has weapons of certain kinds, especially in the year 2024, you're going to be careful about it. But the way they walk up to him, it should have been obvious what he did and did not have. And even in the year 2024, with mass pew-pewings and all this stuff going on, there's no reason to go that hard on someone who's just standing there with a sign, holding it up like this. Their hands are up here with a sign, not down around their waist. All right, so to me, it's understandable why they would cuff him, just for the sake of safety and questioning. But then one of the officers said something about checking his live stream, because he was live streaming this whole thing, like his whole protest, which led into the police questioning. And they said something about he didn't make this phone call. So that told me that someone called in, possibly stating they were him and that he had weapons. But if they knew that he didn't have weapons, and if they knew that it might be a false police report, that's what that would be, a false police report, then they could have handled it a bit better. So I'm wondering how many of these law enforcement officers know what fair game is, or the tactics that Scientology historically uses against people that they don't like. Do they understand that Scientology will spend all kinds of money for police departments, like different funds for law enforcement, for details and things like this? Because if they know, then they're complicit. Then they're kind of part of the problem, if that makes sense. Okay, so now we get to a part that really ticks me off. This ticks me off to no end. And this is the one where I'm probably going to have to find videos and stuff and actually show them on here so that I can point out what I'm talking about point by point. Okay, so Aaron Smith Levin. He's out in LA protesting. This is, I think, like a month ago. And I'm definitely going to get you and Luna mixed up. Not too much so far. We haven't been on for very long. We're talking about what happened to Aaron Smith Levin, but my throat is really doing everything right now. All right. So Aaron Smith Levin and a whole bunch of other people are out in LA protesting. And there's this guy with a dog. He says it's a service dog. I would like to see the paperwork on that personally. And I'm not trying to be rude, but there's a reason for that. To my knowledge, if you have a service dog, you're supposed to have your documentation like on your person at all times. And here's why. It looked to me like this guy was using his service dog as a weapon against protesters. And it's not just Aaron. It's several people that he's done this to. And you cannot tell me that LAPD does not know this. If he has a history of doing this, they know this. Okay. Do I go brutal and just say what I'm thinking, or do I go the nice way? What do y'all think? Because I've been weighing the pros and cons. Okay. All right. Remember, you asked for it. All right. Oh, God. All right. So as an ex-sheriff's deputy, where I worked, you also had to be a correctional officer. Because with Orleans Parish back then, I don't know how it is now. I haven't even looked. But back then, we had processing, we had the jail, and we had OPP. And then we had Templeman, and there were a bunch of different housing facilities. Excuse me for my coughing and all that stuff. Okay, so I would have to take people, I'd have to go up, get people at the docks, which is in the prison, gear them up and bring them down to court so they could get their bond setting, arraignment, status hearing, preliminary hearing, all the things, all the court things. And then Once everyone was done, I'd have to take them back. Okay, so I'm a certified correctional officer. And I do have that. I can show you all the documents if you want. Whatever. Just not my real name. Okay. So if you arrest and detain someone and you bring them to processing, now different jurisdictions will do things differently. Different departments have different ways of doing them. Where I was, NOPD, and I'm talking about New Orleans, NOPD, would bring someone to processing, and as they entered the first doors right there, like I think there were 2 sets of doors, they would basically be handed over to the sheriff's deputies. NOPD typically didn't go wherever they wanted inside processing. You had fiefdoms in Orleans Parish, and Sheriff Fody ruled his fiefdom. It was a little bit different from LAPD, and I get that. But here's what I'm saying. I don't understand when Aaron was arrested. Now, mind you, Aaron was the victim in the situation. The guy with the dog. It looked to me, in my opinion, allegedly in Minecraft with Enders, it looked to me like the guy with the dog used his dog as a weapon and then tried to say that it was a service animal to get out of any possible litigation. So what I'm seeing in these videos is Aaron being arrested for being attacked by a dude's dog, which is some bullshit. Hello, Kevin. How you doing? So he's arrested. Now, they had to wait for hours for cops to get there and whatnot. But he's not actually arrested. He's cuffed. He's put in a police unit. He's taken to processing, but he's not actually arrested. Now, apparently they started to read him his Miranda rights, but didn't finish. What? Every time I hear that, it makes my brain freeze, and I'm like, what? LAPD already has a really bad reputation as it is. There are things that LAPD has done over the years that makes it to where no amount of money could get me to move to LA. It's already ridiculously expensive, but then you have to factor in for what LAPD does and does not do. Okay, so they take him, the victim, they take him to processing. And then there's this one officer, and the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking I am going to potentially grab some of those videos. I might reach out to those content creators and ask them if it's okay. Because I'm offended as an ex-sheriff's deputy. I'm like, what are you thinking? Are you capable of logical, critical thoughts? Because as we go, it gets worse. So this officer, who apparently is the biggest Barney badass of all Barney badasses, he's just like, he's the badass. He comes on the scene and he's the alpha. Apparently, he's going to put Aaron in a bathroom in processing and cuff him to like a bench or something in there. I need some coffee. Excuse me if I cuss. From this point further, if I cuss, I apologize. I can't help it. I cannot help it. All right. I don't know how many of you have ever seen the bathroom in a processing facility, but I have. Or a bathroom in a jail. Really, it doesn't matter. A bathroom in a courthouse typically also. Gnarly. Like, you don't sit, you hover. You hover, you don't touch anything. You touch nothing. You grab like a piece of toilet paper, paper towel, anything. For the love of everything holy, do not touch that toilet handle. Do not touch the faucets. Do not touch the doorknob. It is all disgusting. I guarantee you. And it doesn't matter how much the Yanks or custodians, they're called different things in different jurisdictions. It doesn't matter how much they clean. The ick is baked in. And I mean, listen, we would have to get tuberculosis tests. Like, I think it was once a year or something like that to make sure. Think about that for a second. Hey, Robin, how you doing? So they're gonna take a victim who was assaulted by a dude and his dog and put him in cuffs, cuffed to something in a bathroom in processing. Now, I could see it if they were bringing him up, you know, to do a police report, a victim statement, you know, something like that, fine. But you don't have to cuff the victim. There is absolutely no reason to cuff the victim of the altercation. That happens. That makes no sense. That is an intimidation tactic. The whole thing is an intimidation tactic. And the fact that the protesters had to wait hours, I mean, it was several hours, for law enforcement to get there, and then law enforcement to start talking to people, and then they're trying to get law enforcement to look at, because everyone's live streaming, there are cameras everywhere. The year is 2024. Back when I was in law enforcement, there weren't cameras everywhere like there are now. There still were quite a few of them, but they were like little handheld camcorders and stuff. They weren't on every single cell phone and iPad and tablet and cars and ring cams and on and on and on. There are cameras everywhere. I mean, Robin, if they want, I'm weird about that. How often have you seen me share somebody else's video on here? I don't think I ever have. But this ticks me off. Because this was all an intimidation tactic. Now, some of the officers I'm seeing there, you can tell they don't want to be there. They don't understand why they're there. And I can almost guarantee you they're thinking there's someone out there pulling a home invasion or R-ing someone or harming a child or who knows what. And we're here. All these officers and all these police units are here. For what? And then there are other officers who were like gung-ho. But why? My question is why? Why all the hardness? Why all the herder? Like, that is just not impressive. It just makes you look like a joke to anyone who's worked in law enforcement. Okay, I mean, I cite sources. I will have an anxiety attack. I will. I'll have a panic attack. I don't ever want one of my videos struck or anything like that. And I don't want to be rude to anyone either. So, Tim Tallman, that dude, I hope for his sake he does not try that BS in New Orleans, because actually I kind of hope he does. Dude, Tim Tallman, go to New Orleans with your attitude. See how long you last, because you won't. That I would pay money to see that. Listen, I need popcorn. Let me know ahead of time. I need popcorn. I need tea. I need yummy coffee. Pay-per-view. We can do pay-per-view. Make some merch. Yes. Yeah, LAPD has so many problems with LAPD. I'll probably do some live streams about LAPD just because of this. Just because. He's a Nepo baby? Oh, I'm definitely doing a video for him then. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. Okay. Vegas PD. It's just all over the place. Corruption is just all over the country. It's not just one city or another. It's everywhere. And it's getting worse. Okay, so we have a constitution. We have constitutional rights. So even if you're arrested for committing a crime, now, if you're a chomo, I have no mercy for you. I have no sympathy for you, and I don't give it a AF, if you catch my drift. I do not care. But if you're the initial victim in an altercation and you are cuffed, taken in, and threatened to be cuffed in a bathroom, that goes against your constitutional rights. Yes, it does. You can't do that, Mr. Tallman. And you can't do that because it is not your job to punish people, Mr. Tallman and LAPD in general. It's not your job to punish people. Were you not trained? Did you get your training out of a Cracker Jack box? I'm just questioning your training and your FTOs. Did they train you? Because my FTOs would have jumped my whole ass if I did something like that. Any of us, any of my coworkers, they would have had our asses in a sling so quick it would have made our head spins. And if it was bad enough, literally, they would have cuffed, shackled, and drugged whoever's ass off to processing in uniform after they called the press and got the press up in there to take pictures and do the camera and all that stuff on you. Public humiliation is what they were going for if you messed up bad enough. And this, what Mr. Tallman did, I don't even want to know what my FTOs would have done. If they were given the green light by Fody, it was on. And they were notorious for doing this. So if you want to know how corrupt a department is, look at their leadership. That officer, what is his name? Tim Tallman. The way his body language was, the way that he was just, right? His facial expressions, all of his mannerisms, led me to believe that he felt fully justified to behave the way he did. And a person like that is only going to feel that way. Timothy Tallman. Okay. He's only going to feel that way if he knows that his rank is going to back him. Because if they don't back him, then he's going to be humiliated. That's the last thing a dude like that wants, is any kind of humiliation. That would make his head explode. Okay. There's sound coming from somewhere. Let me turn that down. A pick of who the next night? Aaron or Tallman? I'm sorry. He's such a joke that I can't take him seriously. Not Aaron. Tallman. Tim Tallman. He's a badass. No, you're not, dude. No, you're not. If you were a real badass, you wouldn't even be acting that way. Everyone would automatically know. You wouldn't have to act that way. Ask me how I know. I know because many of the law enforcement I worked with were ex-military, and they were badasses, and they didn't act that way. No, I didn't. I don't think I did. Okay. Listen, if you're interested, if you want to help me gather videos to show, because I can go point by point where they messed up constitutionally. And it's not just with Aaron. By a long shot. There are protesters who are protesting outside that restaurant. What the actual? My daughter's playing. La Poubelle? What kind of sidebar? What kind of name is that for a restaurant? I would not want to eat in that restaurant just based on the name because it sounds like La Poo Poo or something. Oh, really? Hold on one sec. Baby girl, what you doing?
Just playing.
Okay, go in your room and play, though. Okay. So... Okay, so is he just acting at being law enforcement, or like, it's so many things I could say. You know, working that kind of job, that's not the time to act. It means trash can in French. Ew. Okay, so I was correct. That's gross, man. National Treasure with Nicolas Cage. Well then. And we had one movie that was filmed at the courthouse, and I was very pregnant at the time. And I think the name was Runaway Jury or something. And this guy came up. He was like a director or producer or something. Mind you, I'm in uniform, very pregnant, very grumpy, ready to give birth. And he's like, "Oh, you look like the real thing." And I was like, "That's because I am." And I wanted to say, "Shut the fuck up and leave me alone." Because they really irritated a lot of people while they were there. Oh, is he really? Is he really? Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Where should you need to go?
There's a bug in my room on my bed.
Okay, can you go in there? And I'll be right in. All right?
I don't want to be in the room until the bug is gone.
Well, I'm going to come right in and take care of it. Give me just 1 second. I will be right back. Everyone, I have to save my daughter from a bug. Be right back. All right, the bug's out. Close the door. Go ahead and play, baby. Okay. The tiniest little ladybug is terrifying. All right, so where was I? Poster boy for LAPD fluff. That speaks volumes because I was not impressed. Not by a long shot. In fact, quite the opposite. So LAPD already has a really bad reputation. But then you add this on top of it, and then to find out that apparently some of them are working details for Scientology. Now, I'm going to have to look into that further and like actually verify this. But if that's the case, then I'm wondering if there is a conflict of interest there. Because if they're going after protesters, I've been on that strip of street, and there's always just a ton of stuff going on during the day. From one end to the other, it's just constant. In a lot of ways, it kind of reminded me of a almost like Bourbon Street, but a little bit more drawn out and a little bit more sane, if that makes sense. Well, I mean, they had a brief period of time where they were respected. It was very brief. So if LAPD is purposefully going after anti-Scientology protesters, they have officers who are working details and making money off of Scientology. And if they're also contributing to funds related to law enforcement, LAPD, right? Part of the reason I'm doing this video is to advise people who are protesting Scientology. You can file anonymous complaints or just name yourself, however you want to do it, to the DOJ. And if y'all want, I can make a video showing you how to do it. It's pretty easy. Close to Fremont Street in Vegas. Oh my God. Don't remind me. I was only there for work, but it sucked. Vegas is weird. Like, by comparison, New Orleans is normal. Very normal. So you can go to... Okay, we'll do a video and I'll just show you all how to do it. I'll have to have everything set up ahead of time. But it's easy peasy. And what I'm thinking y'all can do is take these videos, because there are so many that were live streamed. So many. You can put together all of these videos and do like a timeline and send them off as a package to the DOJ. And if enough people do this, and it's not just Scientology, it's that restaurant La Poubelle. It's people who were walking back from protesting to their vehicles and were attacked by the dude with the dog and other people. It's really disturbing to say this, but it feels like LAPD is just embedded in with Scientology. Now, mind you, I'm an ex-sheriff's deputy saying this. So if I were out there protesting Scientology, and if I were jacked up this way, I would, try to, I have attorneys I used to work with who have helped me quite a bit with certain things over the years. I'd call them and be like, hey, constitutional thing here. Are you curious? Are you interested? Can you work pro bono? And two of them, I'm pretty sure, would jump on it because they hate Scientology, like, with a passion. Hey, Steph, you've been covering this? All right, on. The more people who do, the better. They're making an NCIS prequel to the original show. And a play-by-play. Oh, you did? Oh, hell yeah. Hold on. Wait, I have to go over. Sidebar. Really quick sidebar. Let me... Okay, let me go over here. Man, if my ears would unclog, that would be awesome sauce. Why isn't it letting me go? All right, I have to make sure the sound is off right here. Okay. Now I have to move through all kinds of I will go follow you and look for that like play-by-play that you were talking about. Okay, let me get back over here. So I followed your stuff, the writer. Hey Noel, I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right or not. How you doing? What's up? Yeah, trying to serve. This is funny, man. What does he have to hide? What? Being served is no big deal, dude. Like what is David Miscavige hiding? What skeletons does he have in his closet? I really want to know. I mean, I'm just asking for a friend. Well, 2 families full of friends, I'm just saying. That is ridiculous, man. This guy really, I think that he has some mental health problems, by the way. Like, seriously. And he's in charge of Scientology. Ask him in Chicago. I would love to have a run-in with David Miscavige. He's smaller than me, by the way. And I'm tiny. Like, yeah, but listen, if he didn't do anything wrong and everything he's doing is so righteous, what does he have to worry about? What do you got to worry about there, dude? What's the matter? Are you afraid of being in like processing? Are you afraid of being in a jail temporarily? Is there some reason you're afraid of that, Mr. Miscavige? This is true. Well, I mean, there are other people who are born in Scientology and don't behave the way he does. Like, I think he would have problems even if Scientology wasn't part of the whole thing. Okay. All right. So there's another Jay Gems. How you doing, baby? I despise it on this timeline. So do I. So much. I feel that so much. Okay, so there was another young man. There are so many of these situations that these protesters have dealt with that they're kind of they're starting to blur on me a little bit. So there's another young man who, or maybe it was a few people who were kind of held at the scene by law enforcement because they were accused of pepper spraying people. And then some of them were arrested, some were not, and it's a thing. But here's the thing, they were attacked by people who came out of that restaurant. So yet again, they are the victims being attacked, and they are jacked up by law enforcement. Does LAPD want everyone in the world to think that they don't know how to handle their business? LAPD, just so you know, it looks like, to those of us out there who have worked in law enforcement and know what you are and are not supposed to do, it looks like you don't know how to handle your business and you have no real training. And or you're being paid off by Scientology. That's what that looks like. Scientology, it looks like y'all are so weak that you cannot handle anyone questioning you on any level about anything to do with your religion. And if your religion is that weak, it probably shouldn't exist. Just saying. If your religion is the bestest that there has ever been, then why are you so worried? If your religion has the perfect tech that can save the whole world, then you shouldn't be so stressed that you have to pay off. That's what it looks like, allegedly, in Minecraft with enders and vampires and chickens. That's what it looks like to everyone out here watching Scientology. It looks like y'all are so fundamentally weak in the very foundations of your religion that you can't handle the slightest critique or feedback, even if it's positive. And LAPD looks like they are in bed with you, taking that money, Lebowski. And eventually, it always does, it will catch up. There's a thing in law enforcement that they should really be paying attention to, and that is CYA. Do they understand that I wonder if LAPD understands that David Miscavige probably is a 103M and is using all of the resources of this so-called church to use LAPD as a weapon. But it's not just LAPD, it's apparently Denver PD and I guess Las Vegas and possibly Clearwater. Yes. Yes, indeed. I'm still here trying to take a step back and spend time with my kitty. I totally get that. I'm surprised none of my cats are on my lap right now. I mean, Leah, can we talk for a second about her makeup skills? I don't know if she has a makeup artist, but damn, get it. Yeah, that's any religion that has serious accusations like Scientology has against it. It seems like they all get very easily butthurt and sensitive and, oh my God, you can't say that about my religion. If you do, you're a hypocrite and you're a bigot and all this and that. No, dude. No, if you're hurting children and women and elderly people and men and anyone who's in your religion, really, except for the top dogs, and even they can be harmed by the top dog, then your religion has no actual, respectability at all. And Scientology's digging their heels in. They're just making it worse. They're just making themselves look worse. If they weren't doing all these things to people, I wouldn't even be making these videos. There would be nothing to make these videos about. And same with LAPD. LAPD has me so irritated. I'm like, I have incense burning. I have a candle burning. I'm like, I need all the yummy smells because I'm just irritated. If you send it to me on TikTok, I probably won't actually get it because that's how TikTok is. Are you on? You're on Discord, right? If you could send it to me on Discord, because TikTok can suck my big toe, if you will. Like half the time, people send me links on TikTok, and I don't even see them. Okay, so when you're working in law enforcement, doing something like, it can seem trivial to somebody who's not in law enforcement, but it's actually not trivial. So what I'm about to say may sound insignificant to you, but it actually really is. So if you're in law enforcement, you're a uniformed officer on the clock. Discord? Are you on my Discord page? or server or whatever they call it. The words have power one. Okay, so if you're a uniformed officer on the clock, you're working, right? If you put, let's say, black leather gloves on, and you're just always wearing them anytime you're interacting with people, that can be considered an intimidation tactic. If when you approach someone, victim or not victim, and you always have your hand like positioned open on your firearm, that can be an intimidation tactic, or also on your taser or your mace. Also an intimidation factor. It is not appropriate to always be looking like you're ready to, whoop someone's ass. I'm just going to say it like it is, okay? Now, having worked in law enforcement, my whole thing that I always utilized was de-escalation. 1 second, y'all. What's up, baby?
I was just gonna go and get something to eat.
Okay, what are you going to grab? Why don't you grab some chips or something? Huh?
I don't think I want to get some chips.
Okay, what are you going to grab?
First I have to think about it.
Okay, well, why don't you think about it in your room and then decide? That way I can hear what you're up to, okay? Baby girl. What? What? Yours or mine what, baby? Just go in your room, think about what you want, and then let me know, okay? All right, baby, but if you get into trouble, you'll understand why I said that. And also, I don't appreciate you doing this when I'm trying to stream. Okay, so all LAPD and all law enforcement practices intimidation 100% of the time. Everything and everyone is supposedly a danger to their sensitive selves. I mean, that's, now. But when I went through training and worked in law enforcement, it wasn't like that. Like, baby girl, close your door. Go in your room. Athena, go in your room and close the door. But then we weren't trained to be terrified of everyone every second. And de-escalation was a large part of the toolkit that I used, just connecting with people, like I'm sitting here talking with you. Because you might have somebody who's in a high emotional response state. Maybe their child was arrested because they were having seizures and NOPD arrested them for being drunk and disorderly, which that actually happened. So just going off on someone, that's not going to fix the problem. Fixing the problem is getting people to where they'll just have a conversation with you, tell you what's going on, and then you can fix the problem. What I saw with all that mess that went down with Aaron and him being arrested and all that, and the other protesters as well, right? That was completely unnecessary. Much of that behavior was unprofessional and inappropriate and unconstitutional. You have a right to protest. Now, you don't have a right to break things or attack people physically, but you have a right to protest. We all do. And that's one of the things that sets this country apart from other countries where you don't have the right to gather in groups and protest. You know, LAPD, any PD, any law enforcement department is not better than the citizens that they are supposed to serve and protect. And I do believe that law enforcement should be serving and protecting. Now, there's been a lot going on politically lately with, qualified immunity and all these other things, which just kind of leaves the door open for officers, law enforcement in general, to do things they really shouldn't be doing. And I don't agree with qualified immunity. I don't. I'm also of the opinion that if people want to be working in law enforcement, especially, they should be highly educated and highly trained, and they should have to take a whole lot of personality tests and all kinds of stuff, not the Scientology ones, just to be clear. Just because you work in law enforcement, it does not make you better than the people in your community. Just because you work in law enforcement doesn't mean that you can manhandle and intimidate and abuse protesters or just the average public. I really hope to see some lawsuits come up from this. I really do, because this is messy. And I would say don't just sue LAPD or whichever PD applies. Also sue Scientology, because they're in bed, and that discovery would be sweet. And I want to see it. I want to see all of it. Because one of those videos where people were protesting, I'm pretty sure I saw one of my friends. The one family is kind of showing that video around to other family members. But we're pretty sure that that one of my friends was in the background, like walking in the background, and looked over and then kept on going. Which makes me wonder, where's my other friend? Was that my friend? It just brings up a lot. Yeah, I saw the alert. I'll check it out after I get done with this live stream. Aaron is pursuing something. I hope so. Hey, LAPD, how you like him now? But there's more I'm going to say about that. All right, so LAPD has a lot of allegations of corruption, and it's a lot. So I'm hoping, I haven't seen any videos where Aaron's talking about this, but I'm hoping that Aaron will take precautions. And everybody else who's protesting, take precautions. This is for everybody across the board. Literally. Try to stay in groups. Try not to be walking around alone. Because if LAPD knows that you are protesting Scientology and La Pobella and all these other places, then they might be keeping an eye on you. And this guy, Tim Tallman or whoever, and his buddies, if you feel it's that necessary to walk around trying to look that hard, what else are you capable of? These are questions that any sane, rational Joe or Jane on the streets would ask. And I think there's every reason to ask those questions. Because the behavior I saw, like some of the officers I've seen are like, why am I even here? There's more going on. And I can almost tell you verbatim what they are thinking. Because I've been there. Not the same thing at all, by any means, but similar in a way. Dealing with like a Hollywood type who you have to kind of treat with kid gloves because BS politics. But with LAPD and the things that they've been accused of, I would advise stay in groups. Don't go wandering off by yourself if you can avoid it. If, say, you're there in a hotel and you have to run down to like the corner store or something, drop a pin, let people know where you're going. What's up, baby?
Can I have some noodles?
Okay, when I get done with the live stream, I'll make you some noodles directly after, okay?
Okay.
Here, let me see your tablet. Okay. Go in your room and play, okay? I love you.
Mommy,
What, baby?
I want to go downstairs.
No, I need you to stay upstairs, okay? Now, if you want to take those pants off and put some shorts on, you can. Please go in your room so I can finish this live stream up.
Why do I need to stay upstairs?
So I can keep an eye on you. I am live streaming right now, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I love you.
Mommy, I didn't get to see the rest of your tool.
Okay, well, we can do that after the live stream. Please go in your room and close the door. Athena, close the door. We had a slight snafu with a tablet. So, okay. Let me see. That is, yeah, I heard one person say something about, they were talking about conspiracy charges. That is such bullshit. That is utter bullshit. Protesters, you can't say that protesters are a gang or a conspiracy. That's not what that is. They're not setting out the steps they need to take and then taking those steps with intent to commit a crime. They're protesting a group that has been committing sadistic and horrific crimes, which is Scientology. This is some bullshit. That's any judge worth their salt will see any charges like that, like acting as a gang or conspiracy, would see that and just be like, what are you actually talking about? I mean, if they want to tick off a judge, go right on ahead. I don't know if that's going to work out great for them, though. Domestic terrorism. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And I feel like if there is a time to cuss, this is it. Listen, LAPD, Denver PD, Clearwater PD, do your damn jobs. People have a right to protest. If you don't like that, put that badge down. Go to your rank, give them your badge. Resign, because you're in the wrong line of work. Go back and reread the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, and thank you for letting us know that you're racist. We don't do racism here. You will be banned permanently. There's no way around it. And I apologize to anyone in the chat or anyone watches on replay. We don't do that mess here. So, Stanley Mosque. What is that? You're gonna send me down another rabbit hole. I'm almost afraid to ask. All right. So we have the right to protest, and rightly so. We should, right? All right, listen. If you think for 1 second that I won't permaban you, you're not paying attention, because I will. I will tolerate absolutely no hate on my channel. And if you are so weak that you have to behave that way, see if you can make it to a therapist, all right? You got problems. Okay. I mean, hey, Robin, do you feel like being a mod for me for a little bit? All right, listen. I'm just going to take this that it is Scientologists coming in here doing this, and you're just going to tick me off even more. That's all you're going to do. And I sincerely doubt you actually want to do that, because I'm being nice right now. So, because I've never had to ban this many people before. This is a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, 5 or 6. Oh, here we go again. Someone with no fucking life. How old are you? Oh, yeah, could be. Could be LAPD. Hey, if you're LAPD, you got your butt hurt? Got your butt hurt? A little tiny woman was a better officer than you could ever hope to be? Because I didn't feel the need to jack up protesters? I never had that happen before like that. Like this, right here. Look how sad this person is. So pathetic. Okay. Thank you, creepy old lady. I'm sorry that I'm having to, I'm just straight banning people. They're still giving me engagement though, so it's great. It's good. It's fine. Here, Robin, I've known you a long time. I'm just banning and deleting these idiots who have no lives. Yeah, Phoenix Rising, I've never had this, something quite like this happen on my page before. So, Robin, if I could find you again. All right, let me see. If I can remember how to make you a mod, add as moderator. All right. All right. Have fun. Man, Timmy Tallman, did you get your fifis hurt? Oh my goodness. I feel so bad for you. Oh. Clutch the pearls. Clutch the pearls. You're so tough, though. You're so strong. Man, I don't know, but they're just giving me engagement, so fine. Thank you. You're boosting me up in the algorithm. Alrighty. All right, so you got little Timmy Tallman apparently is too scared to just be chill and talk with people and not be allegedly in Minecraft with enders and vampires and chickens a douche canoe. along with LAPD, Clearwater PD, Denver PD. Have I missed some? Is Chicago PD doing? Should we go after them too? I don't know. But here's the thing. I just find this funny. KCPD? If you are the person I think you are, I'm going to ask YouTube for the IP address of all these people I banned. And if it's the same person, being as I am now monetized and all of that, and I can make money doing this, and you're attempting to impede my ability to make money, I'll see you in civil court. Keep it up, Buttercup. Or criminal court, whatever. It's fine. Depending on who it is. If it's red lipstick guy again, I'm going to hurt you. At this point, it's pretty sad. Oh. Okay, well, that would make a lot of sense. Then he really should not have a badge. If he's on steroids or any of that, allegedly, because, we don't know. But if that's the case, man, you should not be wearing a badge. That's dangerous. You guys see what's happening here, right? Because quite literally, I've never had this many come in and do this. Yeah. Yep. And here we go again. What is it that you hate so much about yourself? I wonder. Because a lot of the names are similar. What is it you hate about yourself so much that you feel the need to do this and you have no life? A boot camp workout, huh? Huh. Okay, so we might just have to do a deep dive on Mr. Tallman. And just have fun with that. Hold on. It jumped because a certain person has no life and is really sad. You can subpoena for the IPs. Yep, I know. I know because I've done that. Red lipstick guy. I don't know. It could be, but guess what, Buttercup? Suck it up. Buckle in. Because it doesn't stop here. This just makes me angrier, and that just means I'm just going to continue on. So I'm sorry. Do you want me to leave them for a minute? Yeah, well, it's engagement. It's engagement. They're boosting up. We got 25 people in here. Okay. How many of them are butthurt is my question. Why are you butthurt? Why are you so butthurt? What is it about your life that you're here doing this? I can think of a billion things that you could be doing, like going to therapy. Get out of your mom's basement. The world is amazing. Go touch some grass. Wasn't that what one person said, that people are keyboard warriors and need to go out and touch grass or something along those lines? Go touch some grass, dude. Yeah, but see, well, I mean, that too. See, the more they do this, though, the more it bumps me up in the algorithm. So, you know, I'm actually trolling them. Trolls back in the day, man, they used to be amazing, like so subtle and funny. Loved it. Go smoke some grass. I mean, they're not making enough money, though, really. They should ask for more. Because just like deodorant, you probably need it. Luna. Whoever should smoke grass and chill. Yes. All right, so, okay. All right, it's been a little bit over an hour. I'm thinking that on the next live stream, what is today? What is today? I don't even know what today is. Hold on. Work with me. Saturday. Okay. So tomorrow's Sunday. I might be able to do more than one stream tomorrow. And that's ideally, that's what I would like to do. That's funny. That's funny. Man, 2 in a row. You're on a roll. Sad little creatures. Seriously, you're not being paid enough. Yeah, we're working on it. I actually have honey sitting right here. And when I like click off the camera, I'll take some because it's yum. I mean, at this point, I'm still on just so y'all can see what's happening here. I'm just wondering how far they're going to take it. No. So the next stream, I'm thinking that now that I've been antagonized so fucking hard, now I will definitely be looking for videos that pertain to the protests that are going on and the victims that were mistreated by law enforcement and Scientology, allegedly in Minecraft with enders and vampires and basement dwellers. So if you know of any videos, whatnot, I will definitely be thankful and happy if you will send me off those links, and I'll compile with as much material as there is. It might end up being like 2 live streams because there's so much and it's in different cities and all of that. And if I'll check out Steph, what was her name? Hold on. Steph, the writer. Yeah, I'll check out their channel, and I'll check out their channel. And if, you know, anyone who doesn't mind it, I will try to use people's videos with respect, with links, encouraging people to go to their channels and watch the videos in full. In other words, I'm not going to show the whole videos of these. I mean, I hope they don't breed. Please don't have babies, okay? I mean, it could be, but really all it's doing is boosting me in the algorithm. That's all it's doing. I'm just not willing to keep something up that could be offensive. That would be offensive to some of my subscribers. So, all right, I think we've entered the food portion. Y'all want to talk about some food? One second, y'all. What you doing, baby? Ah, what? I know, but you keep interrupting me while I'm live streaming. What? Come here. What are you doing?
I'm hungry and he's still gonna give me my noodles.
I know, I'm still streaming. I'm trying to get done with streaming.
I'm alone and I don't alone in my room and I didn't like being alone in my room.
Okay. I told you that I'm streaming. I'm trying to build up a channel to make money on it so I can buy you toys and stuff. All right? I will be done streaming in just like 15-20 minutes. So, is this muted? I'll be done in just a little bit, baby, okay? All right. Okay, we'll play Hello Kitty Nail Salon. Can y'all hear me? I don't even know at this point. Food. Yes. Okay. All right. So yeah, baby girl has decided she wants ramen noodles. I'm wondering what I'm gonna put in for her though. You know how you add stuff to ramen? I'm not sure what to add today. I have to wait for the lag to catch up with me. So it looks like the butthurt munchkins might have left out the, stage left or whatever. So I'm just going to say what I'm feeling right now. Scientology can suck my whole nut until its head caves in and then it just implodes. That's how I feel. And I have a right, according to the Constitution, I have a right to freedom of speech. This is my opinion, and if no one likes it, suck a bag of dicks. Okay. And really, the same goes for LAPD at this point. I know there are good cops on LAPD. You need to handle up on your mess. Handle up on your mess. All those cops who are corrupt, wash them out because CYA. If you don't, you are complicit. Veggies to noodles. Yeah, we add all kinds of like veggies, cheese, hard-boiled egg, seasoning, all kinds of stuff, typically. But now I'm thinking about what do I want to eat too. I'm not even sure. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe waffles. Elegantly crafted prose. I don't know how elegant that was, but I think I got my point across. In a I'm tired kind of way. Food. I don't know. I'm also thinking about making spaghetti. So I'm not even sure. Mixed vegetables and tomato sauce. Right. Yeah, at one point, like way back in the day, it was just a bunch of us kids, like college students living in a place, and we would do like 2 packs of ramen or like 4 in one of those gigantic pots, and then like dump cans of veggies, just like there was no telling what all we might put in our ramen, just enough to feed an army, because that's basically what we were, a bunch of poor college kids, you know, just trying to make the food stretch. Someday, I don't know. I'm thinking we might need to someday invest in an air fryer. But I don't know. That might be a Marcus type thing, because I mean, he is the cook of the family. Yeah. So thank you to everyone who's here. If you don't mind, hit that like button. Yeah. Thank you, Margie. Yeah, I've been doing all the things, Vicks and honey and tea and hot toddies and just throwing everything at this thing. And it just... Okay. I'm putting this up because you said it. You made a mistake. Listen, motherfucker, you just made a fucking mistake. Maybe you'll meet up with Red Lipstick Guy in prison. You keep my daughter out your fucking mouth. You're gonna sit here, come in here and antagonize a fucking ex-sheriff's deputy and think it's gonna go down well? Who's also an ex-victims advocate? Who has attorneys on speed dial and judges? I hope you have a lot of money in your bank, because you're gonna fucking need it. You mess with my child, that's a whole different subject. Go ahead, fuck around. You will find out. Well, I guess if you're a parent, you shouldn't do anything but be a parent, yeah? How are you going to be a parent when you're in prison, is my question. Effectively telling me to take care of my child that was a mistake. That was a fucking mistake. I've already put 3 people in prison for their bullshit. Don't think that you won't end up there too. And it doesn't matter if these are bots. I'll find out who the person is who paid for those fucking bots, and your ass will be jacked up. So... Great. And that's just going to be more work for me, because it takes time to subpoena any social media platform. But me, when you fix your mouth to talk about my child, that's when you have fucked around. And as you will find out, people don't like people who do that mess in jails or prisons. So, and that's like a universal thing. Law enforcement does not like that, and the people in the jails and the prisons don't like that. So it's just a thing. You mess with me, that's one thing. I can laugh it off. To a degree. Yeah, I hear you. There are some things that are off limits. And me, me, I don't have to pay the attorneys I know. That kind of thing, they will, I already know they'll work for me pro bono on this. They've already told me. We've already had to deal with shit like this before. Thank you, Phoenix Rising. So now you guys are seeing some of the things I deal with on here. But typically it's in emails and shit like that. And hold on one sec. Marcus is here. Hey, babe. Marcus? So I'm live streaming, and you might want to go check the chat.
Okay, give me a second.
Baby girl is in her room, but she's hungry and wants noodles.
Hi, chat.
I don't know.
Hi,
Wait.
chat.
Is it? No, it's not muted. Okay. Yeah, we got some trolls who think they're badasses and gonna tell me to go take care of my child, take care of your daughter, all that shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
You mean what you do like all day? And
Every
instead
day.
of whenever you're like on her break streaming, she's fully capable of taking care of herself. And now I'm home and I can help out with that because it's a partnership.
Yeah, but if you're femme presenting, you're not supposed to do anything but be a parent. Like, God forbid you have a social life at all in any respect, or you work. You know what I mean? Hey, voice in the background. This is my partner. By partner, I mean significant other. I have to stipulate that. It's weird. Like, I think a bunch of them came in, and then a bunch of them left. And then they came back in, and then they left again. Interesting. Very interesting. God damn, that was like 20, 25 people I banned. Something like that. That's a lot. I think we hit a record. Okay. Alrighty. All right. So now we are going to do several streams about LAPD and the other PDs who've been messing with protesters. And in part, that has been triggered by idiots who don't know how to behave. So, I mean, that's what cowards usually do. You know, if they see a femme presenting person, they think, oh, we can be hard, real hard. What they don't know is what will jack them up. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Now, it might be someone attached to LAPD, or it might be someone attached to Scientology, or both, or it could be someone we know from the past. But either way, you brought up my child, and that was a fucking mistake, motherfucker. That's one way to fuck yourself over. You fuck yourself over the second you bring my child up. You want to talk shit about me? That's fine. Me, I don't even care. You're just giving me engagement. But you talk about my child, I will come at you with both barrels, legally speaking. And while I will do it, I will laugh hard. And while you're crying, asking for mercy from the judge, everyone will see what a coward you are. It's fine and dandy and easy being all hard when you're anonymous behind a keyboard and a screen. But it's a whole different subject when you are forced to come out into the public light. I'm low-key wondering if that might have been Red Lipstick Guy. I'm gonna have to see if he's still in prison or not. Because, I mean, anytime I wear even remotely close to Red Lipstick, he freaks out. I don't know if y'all remember Red Lipstick Guy, but that was a thing. You took screenshots. Cool beans. Thank you. I appreciate you, Robin. If you don't mind, could you put those in the Discord? Because I'm actually not playing. So, all right. Looks like I can stream a little bit longer. And you know what? I think I'm going to, because Marcus is here with baby girl. And I can, because I want to. So let's talk about it for a second. Let's talk about protesting. Let's get back on the subject, because that's what trolls love to do. They love to derail you from the subject. I see you, Robin. Let me close this door real quick. Is she downstairs?
Yeah, she's downstairs. I'm not gonna find that.
Ah! Ooh! Oh God! Ah! I can't breathe.
I am too strong.
Ribs are a thing.
Mine.
Love you too.
Hi, chat. Behave.
You should have been here a minute ago. Close the door behind you.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay, so why is that not? Huh. Right on. I appreciate you, Robin, for taking the screenshots. So think about it. In other countries, you cannot assemble. You cannot peacefully assemble and petition the government for a redress of grievances, but you also can't protest like a church, a mosque, a synagogue, whatever, in other countries. But here, we can do that. And that is a gift. That is huge that we can do that. And we should do that every chance that is, when it comes up that it's necessary. On that note, I don't know if they're open. They're probably not. I was just thinking Outback Steakhouse. I feel like just chowing down on some meat right now and just destroying it, like full-on carnivore. And a baked potato. Yes, that is true. There's a lot of that going on right now, and it's really disturbing. And that's why I'm saying that we have to fight back against that. You have. I'm just gonna stay up here then, because if I smell it, I'm gonna want to eat it, and I can't. So, okay. So, the next couple of live streams are going to be a whole lot to do with law enforcement and how they were treating protesters who are protesting against Scientology, because now I'm irritated. So buckle up, everybody, because it's going to be one hell of a ride. And if I might see, I don't know if I still have any of my old notes from, I'm going to have to look around and see if I still have I don't have any of the textbooks, but I think I still have some of the papers that I wrote and some of my notes from, I think it was a 30-hour course, and then the post, I do believe. I'm just saying. God damn, that sounds good. Here we have Steer and Stein. What is that? You have to tell me what that is. So, I'm thinking beef and beer. I don't drink beer though. I don't drink alcohol. So, like, I'll make beer bread on occasion, but now I want beer bread. Thanks a lot, Robin. I'm gonna have to see if we have the fixins to make beer bread. Beer bread is good. Listen, if you have not had it before, I feel bad for you. Beer bread with some real butter on there, and then drizzle it in honey. So good. And a little bit of cinnamon, not too much. So good. It's actually kind of ridiculous how good it is. Maybe need more flour. Damn it. I could really go for some beer bread and some pasties. I still wish we'd made it by that bakery that made pasties. Steakhouse like Outback, but not a huge chain. Ooh, that sounds even better. That sounds yummy. Retire Red, how you doing? It's good to see you. Welcome. How you doing? We're talking about the food portion right now. You had to bring up jambalaya, and I had someone downstairs who could listen. It's not even right how good Marcus can cook. Hello, Kylie. I hope I said your name right. Love food. Me too. Listen, earlier I was just foraging. I don't know how much food I ate earlier. I was like, I'm just trying to eat all of the food apparently right now. It's one of those colds where I just want to eat everything and sleep. Like the past couple of days, I was just one with the bed, one with the couch, one with the refrigerator. Yeah, I'm just wondering if the trolls are going to come back in again, how far they're going to take it. As at this point, usually I would end the live by now, but you have a cold too? Man, this cold is lingering and it sucks. Like I haven't been able to do my workout routine. Clam bake, boiled crawfish, clams, mussels, andouille, sausage, potatoes, corn. Marcus, this is a conversation for you. That sounds really good, though. Eating and sleeping are my two favorite hobbies. Yeah. Well, mine is researching for streams, actually. I really love doing it. Like, back in the day, I would feel like I was researching, and I'm like, what am I researching for, really, right? But now all the researching actually comes in handy. So having breakfast for dinner tonight. I love breakfast for dinner. Listen, French toast. I will never say no to French toast, bacon, waffles. Oh, what are they called? The thin pancakes. Why am I blanking on the word now? Anyway, any kind of breakfast thing. A couple. Hello, Bella Gaia. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. A couple of clients of La Poubelle reported that every time I say that name now, all I think is trash can. Like trash can man out of the stand. Reported the owner was telling her clients to attack the protesters, presumably with a view to getting them to retaliate, then get them arrested. Okay, so if the protesters who were attacked by the clients who are leaving the restaurant can get affidavits from people as witnesses and get them signed, notarized, witness, the whole thing, right? That's a lawsuit against that restaurant. That's a lawsuit. Crepes. Yes, thank you. I research in between the eating and sleeping. That's pretty much me right now, too. Man, crepes are... don't even get me started. I had this one girlfriend, she was in chef school. And she got really into making crepes with different like fillings and all kinds of things. And oh my God, dude. She's like, would you mind being my like guinea pig? And I was like, I will never say no to that. Listen, when do you need me there? Do you want to come here? What do you need to make this happen? Please, by all means, feed me. I will eat all of the food. And she effectively said, here, hold my spatula. And it was ridiculous. Like, I don't even know how many crepes I ate that day, but it was a lot. And it was good. All right. I think they have gone the way of their pathetic troll lives. Damn it. I was actually kind of having fun trolling the trolls. So let's see. Tomorrow is Sunday. Crepes go sweet or savory. Very versatile. Yes. And for me, I'm just like, yes. If somebody were to ask me sweet or savory, I would just say yes. Just all of it. Please, by all means. All right, so when I jump off here, I'm probably going to put together, let's see, I can probably put together 2 or 3 live streams for tomorrow. It's just a matter of, can I make it happen with this cold? But I will definitely try to. Thick cut cherry wood, smoked bacon, and fresh eggs. That chicken, I'm sorry. My brain is discombobulated. That bacon sounds good though. Damn. Yum. Bacon is like, I'm convinced bacon is the actual manna they were talking about back in the day. That's what that is. All right, y'all. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. Please hit that like button. It really does help with the algorithm, and I appreciate it. If you enjoy this content and want to be advised of when more will happen, please subscribe, ring the bell, hit all, do all the things. I appreciate you, and it costs you nothing. The next few live streams are going to be very interesting, just out of spite and irritation. She's so cute. All right, so remember, you have the right to say no. Your no should be respected, and you should never, ever talk about someone else's child unless you want all of that smoke. Especially when it's out of context. Just throwing that in there. Bacon! See, now I want bacon. And all the stores are closed here. I already know. All the stores are closed. All right, y'all. It was good hanging out. Thank you for being here. I appreciate everyone. And I am going to try to go through the comments. The comments are a little bit weird how they are on here for me. But I'm going to try to go through and engage with all of your comments and all that. I'm going to try. I don't know. Sometimes YouTube doesn't show me all the comments, is what happens. But thank you all for being here. And if I can pull it together, I might just stream during the day and in the evening. So, yep. Good night to y'all too. All right, y'all. Have a good night.